taste is fantastic. You can taste the creaminess of the butter and how it brings out the flavor of the shiso. Hi, I'm Chef John Liu from Chief of Galway, and today I'll be making a yam noodle with shiso pesto using the Miyoko's European-style cultured vegan butter. I love Miyoko's butter because it performs extremely well no matter what you're cooking. The flavor is fantastic. It helps enhance and elevate anything you're doing, and it's good for you. I'm going to begin sort of preparing the shiso or oba. Start with about 10 ounces of shiso. Shiso is an herb that is a cross between mint and basil, and you can find that in any Asian market, whether it's Japanese, Korean, or Chinese. A great way to do this is you kind of roll it up, make the chopping a little more efficient, and then you chiffonade it two ways. You'll do it lengthwise, and then you don't need the stems, so you can discard the stems. And then you cross-cut to sort of get the mince back. This dish is special to me because the first time I made this dish, I did it for my kids who have food allergies, and so I wanted something that was vegan and gluten-free at the same time. Now that we have our shiso chopped, we'll set it aside so we can begin prepping with the Miyoko's butter. I'm excited to use this butter because it not only cooks like butter, but the taste is actually fantastic. This dish fits in our family traditions because it is, I think, something that's very quick to put together. The tastes are very complex, yet it's not very difficult. It's very healthy and clean, and those are things that we've always looked for when we serve to our friends and family. So now we're ready to cook. So what you want to do is heat up your pan to about a medium heat. You don't want to have the pan too hot because you want the butter to melt, but you don't want it to begin to burn. Use about 1 tablespoon of the Miyoko's butter, and I'll use a spatula at this point to kind of move it around a little bit. And you'll see the minute it hits the pan, it'll begin to bubble, fry, and some of it may brown at the edges, which is fine. So you kind of move it around a little bit. If you find that it's too hot, you can always turn it lower or even off if you have to. So you can see it smells and browns just like animal-based butter. So now I'll be adding about half a tablespoon of garlic. Again, just let the garlic incorporate into the butter. And then about half a tablespoon of the scallions. If you feel like you need a little more butter, do not hesitate or be afraid to reduce or again turn off the heat. So at this point now, I'll introduce the shiso. And you begin to smell the flavors. I would turn off the heat at this point and just let the aroma sit. And then to give it sort of that zing or citrusy taste, about the 1 teaspoon of juice of Japanese yuzu, which is their version of a lime. Sort of let that sit. I suggest you have some boiling water. This is about 7 ounces, so I would say about 2 quarts of boiling water. And if you have a noodle strainer like this, which is an Asian noodle strainer, you could put the yam noodles. You just need to put it in the water and give it a slight stir. Make sure they don't stick. And just get the temperature up because you're going to put it into the sauce and that'll heat it up as well. Again, 1 or 2 minutes in the water is perfectly fine. Don't overdo it. And you don't need a rapid boil because then that'll begin to disintegrate the noodles as well. We're not cooking this like pasta because the longer you cook this, it'll actually tighten up. So then once you take it out and drain it, you introduce it into the sauce. You can do a couple of flips to incorporate the sauce. Use your spatula, make sure you get all the herbs and flavor in together. And then you can then put some crushed pistachios in as well. You can add another teaspoon of the Miyoko's vegan butter sort of finish off and give it that extra luxurious taste. I can definitely smell the wonderful aroma of the butter with the shiso and the garlic and then some of the pistachios coming through. So you have both the silky flavor of the Miyoko's butter, the garlic and the shiso, and then the texture of the nuts all combined with the chewiness of the noodles. So you get all those flavors and textures all in one. As you can see, this is a very straightforward and simple dish to put together. So now that our noodles are done, we can go ahead and plate. And then you can top it off and finish it with some more pistachio to give it a little more extra crunch. And again, a little bit of the yeast extract as a substitute for Parmesan cheese. And the other thing you could do is you could take an additional leaf and just chiffonade it really quickly at the end. Just add it as a garnish, add a little more flavor, and elevate the look of the dish. And there you have it. I can't wait to dig in. Taste is fantastic. You can taste the creaminess of the butter and how it brings out the flavor of the shiso with just a hint of the garlic, and then the texture of the crushed pistachio nuts. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe for yam noodles with shiso pesto, featuring the Miyoko's vegan butter, a perfect dish for the winter to help warm your belly. Bon appetit.